As a kid, I always wanted to be a lawyer. I liked watching Perry Mason and the Defenders. I liked the sense of justice, the sense of order that the legal profession seemed to be about. People were accused, evidence was heard, decisions were made. The innocent were set free, the guilty went to jail. The system worked. And then I went to law school. That's when I decided that maybe for me, working with numbers would be better. You could shuffle numbers around a bit when you need to, but for the most part, it's pretty black and white. All of that's changed now. 2 years ago last August, I had a minor stroke while I was on vacation with my wife in Atlanta. I was midway through this delicious pastrami sandwich, and I started to get this really awful pain in my head, a terrible ringing in my ears. They took me to a hospital, and apparently my brain was swelling and bleeding. And so during the operation, to relieve the pressure, my heart stopped. And my brain was deprived of oxygen for a short period of time. Specifically the left side of my cerebellum, the analytical side of my brain, the side that was interested in the linear aspect of things, in numbers and order. Through a lot of hard work and therapy, I was able to rehabilitate myself. But even in recovery, though, I realized I wasn't the same person anymore, which was frustrating because I didn't know who I was. So I got depressed, and I just got angry. I got angry at my work. I'd go home. I'd be temperamental and angry with my wife for no real reason. To me, things just felt like they were falling apart, and I didn't know why. And it was just by pure chance that I happened upon this new thing. This thing that would allow me to recognize what was different in me. So I'm on the phone with my brother John, who lives in New Mexico, right? We're catching up. We're talking about our families, our jobs. And we only really talk a few times a year, see each other maybe once every few years. And I start to doodle on this notepad that I had in front of me. And the more we talked, the more I doodled. I mean, man, it became incessant. I'd finish one page and I'd flip right on to the next. 28 pages. I doodled, I counted it. At a certain point, I almost stopped listening to what he was saying because I was just so focused on scribbling on this pad in front of me. After I hung up, I impulsively went to the hardware store and I bought a bunch of paint. So I came back home, I moved all the furniture in my office to the center of the room, and I started to paint the walls. At first, I just wanted to change the color from blue to red, but for some reason, I bought 6 different colors of paint. So I stopped just painting the wall, and I started just painting. It wasn't pretty. I'll grant you that. My wife thought I had gone crazy, and she wasn't too pleased with how the room looked, but afterwards I felt better. And I haven't stopped since. Carl Jung developed a theory about what he called the collective unconscious. So basically the idea is that everyone, no matter who you are or where you're from, is drawing from the same well when it comes to understanding certain things. It's not developed through experience, it's inherited, and it is a way, I believe, to guide you towards something that is true. If not empirically, then instinctually. But the point is, I feel like I've tapped into something that I never even knew existed before. This fundamental truth. And trying to express it in my own crude way, as fulfilling in ways I can't even begin to explain.